Welcome to another exciting episode of Musa and Show. Here is what we have today.
Sanibona, President Ramaphosa, day before yesterday, Thangi ulontshe Operation Vulindlela, okuyisigaba sesibili. Wabala kama success enzekile ngesigaba sokuqala. Kube nemibuzo eminingi khona. Ngizocaphuna uMinister of Finance sizwe uma bembuza imibuzo uzuthi uphendule wathini. Bese siya straight ku Dr. Paleli Hutla. Sizwe ukuphawula kwakhe njengomuntu osebenzisa idatha ne-evidence kwinto yonke ayisuke eyikhuluma. Ngicela uzwe la.
You could also argue that you are babysitting departments that should know what they're doing.
No, it's not a babysitting. Structural reforms by their nature are challenging, and in most cases, people resist structural reforms. That's why you have got to make sure that the APEC office in the form of the president, leads those structural reforms so that departments, while they themselves are actually the one who are making the changes, but the clear oversight of the presidents is available. The Operation Vulindlela under the leadership of the president has been able to nudge departments to understand the different culture of doing business in government. Not in the same old way people have been doing business. We've got to change. That's what structural reforms is about. So the availability of the president to be able to help and nudge the department to change that culture has been a useful starting point, and it has paid dividends.
Angizukuchaza lutho ngale video njengoba uzwele nje uMinister of Finance uGodongwana nekhuluma njengoba ke kuyenzekile operation yokuqala, Operation Vulindlela. Abakubalayo nje bathi ku-successful indaba yogesi ngoba basebenze ne-private sector. Ngiyakhumbula ukuthi sike senza ivideo la esasikhuluma khona nge-role ye-business in government. Sasi-quote i-CEO ye-Discovery, u-Adrian Gog, yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Uyena owayechaza ukuthi baspende malini njengoba i-load shedding ingekho manje. Esho ukuthi wawahlanganisa kanjani ama-CEO bazi-commit ukuthi bazokwenza sure futhi bazimisele ukubambisana ne-government. Kodwa kunento eshiwo uDr. Paleli Hutla akaqala ukisho lento wakwayisho kwi-Black Business Forum bembizile as i-keynote speaker lapho. Sizomcaphuna la kule nkulumo manje siphinde simcaphune lapho ngoba kunezinto ezibalekile ayishoyo engifisa ukuthi sizizwe. Kodwa ngiyakufisa ukuzwa ukuphawula kwakho ngalolu daba ngoba akukhathalekile ukuthi uyamthanda uPresident Ramaphosa noma umthandi, kodwa kusala ekugcineni kosuku le nqumo nale ndaba azenzayo zizo-affect impilo yakho, whether uyamthanda noma umthandi. Ngakho-ke asixoxeni ngalezi zinto, sazi kwenzakalani, siparticipate ey'ntweni ezenzeka ezweni lethu. Singahlali nje njengabantu abavakashile. Singahlali nathi silingise bona bethi bengenandaba nathi singabi nandaba nabo, kuzoba nenkinga la phakathi nendawo. Ngiyacela ukuzwa ukuphawula kwakho, comment, ushare, ulike, usubscribe na kwi-channel. Ungasupporta ngokujoin i-membership yale channel eqala 40 rand ngenyanga kuya phezulu. Ungasidonatela ngalokho nakho kune-account kwi-comment ephiniwe. Ngicela uzwe la.
Well, let me try and look at the facts. I don't think I want to talk about optimism or pessimism. I have to talk to the facts.
Sure.
In 2020, business approached government about these reforms. Of course, government ignored them, but business had a number of indicators. And I want to enumerate those. One was 5% growth. That's what business suggested. 12% unemployment achievable by 2030, which means a number of jobs will have been created, 6 to 8 million jobs created. Debt to GDP ratio down at 70% or about 660 debt to GDP ratio. Those are some of the indicators that business came up with. Now, against that was Vulindlela, whether business was listened to or not. But I suppose that's the bag of things that business came up with to government. And when one looks at the track record, it's very, very disappointing. I mean, National Treasury or Reserve Bank has just revised the growth prospects for 2025 from 1.7% at 1.6%. Last year, that is 2024, growth was at a disappointing 0.6%. And of course, what we were worried about then was whether we escaped recession or not. No longer about growth or anything, but whether we escape recession. So if there is no future proof as we do these things, there is absolutely no hope that we'll achieve these flimsy objectives. For instance, what we do know that is these PPPs, power producers, Eskom has to pay them whether they produce electricity or not. The fact that South Africa is having a better performance in electricity has nothing to do with PPPs. It has all to do with Eskom fleet being maintained, corrected, and more energy being pumped back. And of course, government has said now, I understand, that Komati will be back on track, will be reintroduced into the grid. The question is, why was it closed down? So I like future proof.
Ngiyangithanda kokulalela uDr. Parili Hutla futhi ngingamlalela usuku lonke ngoba akakhulumi into angena evidence yayo. Lo muntu usebenze kakhulu ngama statistics, ziningi izinto azenzile nazaziyo futhi nento ayishoyo uma uzilalela uyabona ukuthi zingasebenza. Kumanje nje uthi lento abayishoyo yama IPPs iEskom ayikho ngcono ngenxa yawo. Ukuthi operation Vulindlela phase 1 yakhona labathi bainveste kuyo kule yama solar and wind nani. iEskom better manje akuna load shedding manje akusingenxa lezo zinto. Uthi kodwa kubhlungu ukuthi lama IPPs kufuneka khokhelwe noma kungathiwa ayasebenza noma wasebenzi. Njengoba ngisho ukuthi uAdrian wachaza ukuthi ngesikhathi besebenza bona befaka le mali abayifaka ngikuthi angifuni ukuphambanisa ama figures ukuze kulunge indaba yeEskom benza sure ukuthi i-load shedding ayikho. So kwasebenza imali leyo, kwasebenza nama skills ababewalethile ukuze iEskom ibe ngcono. So ukungenela kwe-private sector kwenza ukuthi indaba ye-load shedding engabibikho. Manje njengoba esho athi kufuneka i-future proof. I-future proof ke into nje, kumuntu oke wakha indlu noma usazokwakha indlu lento engisho uzoyazi. Uma uzokwakha indlu bafike bakudwebela iplan, ama-architect bakudwebela iplan. Uma sebelidwebile so ulibona iplan indlu yakho izoba nje. Iplan linento ezibalekile ngoba linendle ephelele. Oyibona ukuthi indlu yakho mayisiphelele izoba nje. I-front nje, i-side linje, i-back nje. From lapho bese liba ne-foundation. Likutshela ukuthi i-foundation izogujwa ibe ngaka, kufakwe itina ezingaka, izobe inamamitha amangaka ukuya phansi, mayikhuphuka izobe ikhuphuka kanjani, uma ijika izobe ijika kanjani. Leyo nto yenza ukuthi umakhi insuku zonke mayisebenza abuka iplan ebone ukuthi okay, leyo nto engiyenza ihamba according to plan na, if not ngilungise kuphi. If akha abone ukuthi sengila manje bese igcina ifike ekugcineni. Kodwa uma kuthiwa nje kwenziwa na iplan kuthi izo create imisebenzi kodwa lingekho iplan, it means there is no future proof. Lesho uDr. Parili Hutla ngifisa ukuyicacisa ndaba mayikhuluma nge-future proof usuke ekhuluma ngeplan, a complete plan, then i-execution yakhona izobe guidedwa yi-plan. Yingakho ngenza example ngomuntu oke wakha nozokwakha ukuthi uma isidroyiwe iplan seliqediwe, umakhi urefera kwi-plan, uthi esebenza ebe refera kwi-plan ukuze abone ukuthi okay ngihamba ngakho na. Manje uma kungena plan ephelele kuzofana ukuthi lento ayimemezelayo upresident iyize asiqhubeke naye.
Not inputs, because what we are talking about is billions that have been spent. Hope that there will be employment, hope that there will be growth. Without a system that says future proof, having put all these things together, is this. In the absence of future proof, you cannot hold anybody to account when that time comes. This is absolutely very disappointing. And we are 5 years into, we have spent 5 years in Vulindlela. And the outcome of that effort of restructuring and all that is a disappointing 0.6% growth, and it's projected to be 1.7. Reserve Bank has revised it to 1.6. They usually miss the targets all the time, and not overshoot but undershoot, even when they have been revised. So the question is, where is the evidence of future proof of these monies that are spent in there? So I'm afraid I'm not impressed, not by Vulindlela in the past 5 years, not by Vulindlela in the future.
Njengoba umuzwa ku-Dr. Lehuhla echaza la ukuthi if there is no future plan kodwa kusetshenzwa based on hope, le nto ayilungi. Uyabona nje kubantu abenza marketing bazokutshela ukuthi uma uqala nje ufuna wazi ukuthi utarget abobani, uzobathola kuphi kanjani, your return on investment. Futhi uma ufaka investment ufuna wazi ukuthi funa ikubuyisele lento ikubuyisele ini. Awu invest njenge hope ukuthi hayi ngifaka noma kuphi. Uba nama target. Kubantu abakuma business bayazi ukuthi kunama target. That's why i-business measure quarterly or half yearly or per year. That's why i-measure lapha kubonakala ukuthi okay kuma goals ebesiwasethile nansi nakhe sik-achievile nakhe singaka-achieve. If asik-achievanga yini enza ukuthi singaka-achieve? Ngeke uzuyithole leyo mpendulo ungenayo a-complete plan. Fanele ube clear engqondweni yakho oqala ukuthi ufuna ukwenzani kanjani, uzoyi-achieve kanjani. Emveni kwalapho uthi uma usuyi-implement ukuze makuvela ama-challenges ukwazi ukubona nanokuthi uhluleka kuphi ukwazi ukubona. Yingakho nje ethi iVulindlela ina 5 years ngoba yalontshwa ngo-2020. Ku-past 5 years ayikakalethi mehluko. Kunalokho kuthiwa i-growth izokhula ngo-0.6%. I-Reserve Bank ibeka ukuthi at least 1.7 yaphinde yashintsha yathi hayi mayikhulile i-economy izokhula ngo-1.6%. Okungukuthi ingoba akuna future proof. Angifuni ke kulanda into eningi kodwa into engizoyenza ngizomcaphuna noDr. Barry Lehuhla ekhuluma kwenye i-business council. Emveni kwalapho bese ngicaphuna umqondisi bese siyayivala ivideo.
Now tell me whether there is a youth program that actually supports this. The story is very disturbing. Yet the president says we have employed so many amongst the youth. The figures don't support that. Who gives the president the numbers? The statistician general presents the numbers. Who are the bureaucrats who then advise the president on this for him to make this kind of statement? Because it's wrong. Well, poverty is the biggest driver unemployment is the biggest driver of poverty. Between 2001 to 2006, poverty to 2011, poverty grew by 7 percentage points. Between 2006 and 2016, between 2011 and 2016, poverty grew by 12 percentage points. It's serious acceleration. It is a serious acceleration. Combine that with the second layer there, which is years of schooling. On the years of schooling, yes, there has been some progress, but it is too small, too little, too late. When you combine years of schooling by 2016 and the poverty level in 2016, you get South Africans' problem explained by 63% of South African problems are explained by that levels of poverty. You can see that. That 52 plus this 11 come to 63%. These housing and all these things are important, but they are not the most important. They are not changing. They contribute very little in terms of progress.
Njengoba umuzwa nje khuluma uDr. Lehuhla, angifuni kodwa ukumphazamisa. Ngifuna ukumdedela akhulume usizokwazi ukuthi siyithole lento ngoba ubala nje lama states uComzulu government for the past 30 years uhlulekile ucreate ama solutions. Because elinye point emphasizayo ukuthi even though ama-RDP nezinye izindlu zibalekile nalezi izinto ezenziwe kodwa aziyona ipriority ngoba kube bekuinveste kwezinye izinto njengalezi bezothuthukisa izinga lemfundo kuliwe poverty unemployment abantu bakwazi ukuthola imisebenzi bekuyoba lula ukwakha izindlu ngoba bebengazakhela nabo.
Yet the politicians, when they go on stage, they talk about those but not about education. So for the youth, it's been worse. Because amongst the youth, that's 35 plus, my eyes are going, 35 plus 36 plus 31 becomes 63. The problems of the youth plus another 50. 75% of the problems of the youth are about their level of lack of education, their level, nobody working at home, and being not in school or in employment. That is the biggest problem. What do we tell the youth? While multidimensional poverty decreased between 2001 and 2011, particularly from Singa, it made the greatest progress in the Dhlabisa. And then it proceeded to make even better progress, but there are reversals that we see between that time and 2016. If we think about the economy, for 24 quarters, the fixed capital formation grew only by 1 point, or didn't grow at all. Out of those 24 quarters, 16 were negative. And gross fixed capital formation is what makes the country move. There isn't any. Then we go to GDP, the same story, quarter on quarter. So what is our development agenda? There is none.
Ngokumuzwa kwami uDr. Lehutla la kusho ukuthi inhlupheko lekhona ikhandwe ukuthi nje ugovernment wethu akaka prioritize ukuthi ufuna ukuyiqeda. Kodwa wayenza priority unemployment nayo yonke lento le uzwe prioritize enze sure ukuthi uyayiqeda. Cause kunabantu abacapable. Imajority yabo bakuma private sector, abanye bakwamanye amazwe. La ama skills wabasebenza khona. Lapha ku government la kufuneka asebenze khona awasebenzi because lapha kungenwa ngo connection. Bese kungena abantu abangazilutho. So it's a matter of priority. Government wethu mayinga prioritize le ndaba abe ne plan njengoba esho nje. From eqaleni ushinto eyi1 ngithatha ivideo yayizolo. Bade bembuza njengoba kukhulunywa nge-launch operation Vulindlela. Sengithatha ivideo manje seminyakeni edlule. Usashinto efanayo. So caphuna iphathi yokugcina manje.
Fortunately, you as business people approached government and said, oh, we are sure that if you combine with us, Mr. President, we can grow the economy to 8 trillion rands. You said you can drop the unemployment rate. You said but the government didn't take your offer. Not that I believe what you said, not at all, because you didn't model this thing. You just put a list of things that you thought could be done. But you've got to model these things. It has to have science in it. But the fact that we could work towards a target should have been grabbed with both hands by government so that we can start discussing meaningfully as a country. We modeled this under different scenarios, and we see that what we are saying is more like ESCOM announces level 4 load sharing. So if we look at the competitiveness route, we find that all these routes are blocked for South Africa.
Njengoba eshilo kule video yayizolo ushilo nakule ya endala ewayitshela bona ke bebusiness abebusiness ba approach government bene plan benama target basho ukuthi banga i-target yabo ngaba imalini per year yonke lento le nanokuthi beza ne list ezinto abangazenza kodwa government wethu wakhetha ukuba ignore wangayinaka lento abayishoyo uthi ke noma ke bona bengazange bafake a model into it ukuze phela ibatshela ukuthi kwenzakalani uthi kodwa bayimodelile zona lezi zinto for enye company bazimodelile wabona yena ukuthi lento eyayisho private sector or business ukuthi ingayenza ukuze i-economy ikhuphuke ingasebenza. Unfortunately ke ugovernment wethu was not willing ukuthi athathe lokho ababemtshela khona abe business. Ngizocaphuna umqondisi Gumede manje ngoba kunelephuza lishoyo ukuthi thina la eAfrica si elect ama king as elect ama president ngoba we can't hold them accountable. Nansi nje phathe efike ibebhlungu cela uzwe la.
So I mean, if you look at it very clearly, what we do on the African continent, and I don't think I can say this with any fear of contradiction, is the fact that we elect kings.
Sure, that's a big statement.
We choose them at ballot time, and then we leave them so that if they're a good king, we have a good time. But if they're a bad thing, we all have a bad time, which is the hallmark of monarchy. Good kings produce good times, bad kings produce bad times, all right? And one of the things is, no matter who you are, no matter how devout and adherent to democracy you are on this continent, all of those people agree that we, the citizens, do not delegate our authority to a worker named a president to do our bidding because we're in charge. And you can see it in a number of places. One, we don't own the strategy, and also we don't hold them accountable. We subject ourselves to whatever it is that they have for us. And that posture is a posture of somebody in a monarchy,
That's a
not
big
in
statement.
democracy.
Hayi, teyikhulunywa la njengoba uzwela nje nawe esho umqondisi ukuthi ayikho into ayimandate afuneka bathi umphakathi njengoba uselectile noma izwe njengoba liselectile funeka senze 1 no 2 no 3 ofunwa yizwe kodwa kudecide abona yibona ababona udine priority ingakho unemployment poverty nawonke lento eyenzakalayo ingesi priority cause kubona bona uthi ke leyo system leyo isebenza ebukhosini yingakho ke ethi thina we elect kings not ama leaders idemocracy thina isebenzeli because idemocracy ithi kwenzeka intando yeningi lana cha intando yeningi isebenza mas vote kuphela asiqhubeke naye.
These are kings that we elect. There's no question about that. And
Do they
it's-
become, sorry, I want to get this right.
Sure.
Do they become kings at the instance of election, or do they become kings at the instance of ascending to power?
They become kings at the instant of election. And let me tell you why I think that way. The thing is, we do not have the posture as Africans in the majority that we are governing. Democracy is the people shall govern. What does govern mean? Go around any African city. Go to the richest square mile in Africa, I'm told. Go to Sandton. Pick an actuary, a PhD, a chemist, pick the people who have the finest minds and ask them, how many state-owned entities do we have?
They won't know.
Ask them, what are the 2 houses of parliament? Ask them, what are our foreign policy options? Ask them, like, they don't even know we have options. They don't even have a policy. Like, this is not to say these people are not capable. It's not to say that these people are not bright. These people are not interested in the work of governance. They have capability, they've demonstrated it. They can do actuarial models, and they can do them well.
Right.
But on Saturday, they want to go fishing. They don't want to listen to what the Department of Agriculture and Fisheries and Forestries has as its 2021 annual performance plan. It's just not what they want. And this is something that Africans in the main, and I use the main because democracy is the rule of the many. There is not 51% of people on this continent that hold that view and then elect people to do their bidding in executing that view. This does not exist.
There is a big T's and C's to your statement,
Okay.
which is this, that there are some people who have been elected into power who won't leave the throne, right? I mean, the continent is also full of examples of people with very clear breaches, violations of human rights, breaches of the democratic process. It's clear, it's well documented. So what I'm saying is your statement not a bit unkind? I mean,
Let's look at behavior, because rhetoric is such a cheap thing. Let's look at behavior. If you go up and down the length and breadth of Africa,
yeah,
people aren't that concerned at term limits. We're told that term limits are a bad thing, but honestly, how many African heads of states rule for 30 years? Is it a genuine perturbation of the entire populace that allows that to happen? Or are people like, this guy's still doing it? If you ask one of the most popular leaders on this continent is Thomas Sankara. This is a colonel who took a revolver in Upper Volta, knocked on the doors of power and said, I think it's my turn.
right.
This is a coup d'etat, a putsch. It's a, what's the latest flavor? An unconstitutional change of government. Okay, this is one of the most loved leaders on this continent. How is it possible that a dictator, in the most classic sense, ends up with T-shirts and, you know what I mean? I like Thomas Sankara. You know what I mean? This is
Yeah, but again, wait a minute. I mean,
so what I'm
he's
saying.
loved because of what he stood for, because of his Pan-Africanism. That's what he's loved for.
And also what he did. What he did was not democratic in the slightest. All right? It was effective. So people like him as a good king. But he's still a king. There was nothing about Thomas Sankara's anything that was consultative. This is not this guy.
You think Thomas Sankara did not call a conference to say...
No. He didn't call a conference to get in. He didn't call a conference to do anything. The fact that he did good things mean that people loved his style of kingship. But people on this continent are not turned off by the fact that he wasn't a democratic leader. There's a certain controversial leader right now in Africa who is polarizing, but is a similar thing. So if you look at, and I'm going to mention him, Paul Kagame.
Yes.
There are people who are adherents to democracy who see him as the veritable embodiment of violation of all things holy and democratic.
But he's doing a phenomenal job.
You see, this is this.
Yeah, he's doing a phenomenal job.
So you can't even, for the purpose of this conversation, be an African that says yes, but democracy should be.
I've been going to Rwanda every year for the past 7 years. He's doing a phenomenal job.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. So you included. Forget about Thomas. Let's talk about Paul Kagame. He says, guys, I feel like a longer term. How genuinely perturbed are people about that? I understand that there are people who are adherents to democracy who are really, really, really upset. But in a minority of sense. The intensity doesn't mean that it is a broad-based phenomenon.
Yabona makuthiwa abantu abaphiwa ngokufana kusuke kushiwo into enje. Angazi ingqondo kaMqondisi ngingayiboleka kanjani, angiboleke nje ngikwazi ukubuka izinto ngendlela yena abuka ngazo. Ubengayicabanga kanjani nje yonke lento ukuthi Africa select ama kings njengoba esho ukuthi abantu kodwa abamind as long as that king will deliver. Wenze example ngoThomas Sankara ukuthi uyathandwa kodwa wangena ngodliwe office. Khuluma ngoPaul Kagame wangena ngenkani since from 94 usaphethe namhlanje. Usaphethe. Abantu base Rwanda bayamthanda. So uyabona ukuthi kodwa into ebhlungu akuna guarantee ukuthi ozolandela emva kuzobe phethe kanjani. Nansi into ebhlungu. Into ebhlungu le. Kodwa nje mawuzwa indlela abeka ngawe yabona nje ubheka nje Ibrahim Traore manje. Ngendlela athandwa ngayo kodwa ungene ngodliwe ungene ngodliwe kulela office. So kahle into esebenzayo la i-dictatorship le democracy ngathi ayisebenzi. Ngiyacela ukuze uPaul akasicaphe iphuzu lokugcina. Leli phuzu azolisho manje ilele lenzeka ngqo la eSouth Africa.
If you look at football on this continent,
yes.
Let's look at football on the continent of Africa.
Yes.
Look at Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs,
yes.
One of the great rivalries in all of football.
Yes, but Orlando Pirates is miles ahead, just for the record. But I'll let you continue with your analogy.
But anywhere you see these rivalries, right? Whether it's Al Ahly and the other Egyptian team.
I wouldn't know. I'm not.
Escapes me. Zamalek, TP Mazembe. There's some really great rivalries on the continent. You will see men engaged in the most emotion you will ever see them engaged in. You will see people who are homophobic jump on other men and embrace them tight and cry and do things that are illegal in some
countries,
kingdoms that shall remain
leave it alone.
Yeah.
I just bought a business there. Leave it alone.
But what I'm saying is that those people, what they do is they are content to go home with the feeling that Orlando Pirates has won, therefore I'm happy.
Yes.
But they get none of the spoils.
Yes.
The players get the money,
yes.
They get the fame, they get the adulation,
yes.
They get all of the attention.
The owners get the wealth.
The owners get the wealth, but the supporters of Orlando Pirates go home with nothing except the bragging rights. In the same way, we choose our political parties like Orlando Pirates. We will choose them no matter what. Whatever is driving elections in this country, performance is not it. This is the one thing we can say for sure. All right. There are many things, but performance is out. And there are long-suffering Kaizer Chiefs fans right now who will choose them irregardless
Yes.
of performance. All right? And we do that with our political parties. But the point is this: when they win, the spoils are for them. And we take home the feeling
That we won.
that we won and nothing else. And this is not a viable system to approach governance, because we need tangible outputs for the many, and the spoils can't go to the people that we're seeing at Zondo Commission, who got payments from bank statements that
Absolutely.
lacked imagination,
Absolutely.
who got sports cars, who got all sorts of other things.
Absolutely.
Yingakho ngithe lephuza lizolisho manje lisho lento eyenzeka ngqo la eSouth Africa ngoba wenza umzekelo omuhle kabi ngebhola. Abantu baspenda isikhathi sabo, imali zabo beyobuka ibhola. Uma i-team yakhe iwinile, into anayo ukuthi abreke. I-team leya ithola imali, ithola yonke into. Ayimazi nokumazi, ayimkhathalele. Same ezosopolitiki bethu. Uma seyiwinile i-ANC or i-EFF or i-EFF ayikazi yawina i-national election. Seyiwinile i-ANC, seyiwinile ini seyiwinile ke manje. Into esele kubantu abayivotele banama-bragging right ukuthi hey yawina iphathi yethu. Kodwa abantu abazodla imali ama-members of parliament, because we won't hold them accountable. Bazodla imali bodwa, bathatha iy'ngane zabo bayifake kuma-private school, ziphume kuma-public school, bahole more than 100,000 per month, more than 1.4 million per year, bahole kahle, bamuve la bebehlala khona baye endaweni zomntaka bani, badla amalantshi ey'ndaweni ey'thize, bahlanganisa ama-deal, ngenxa yokuthi sebe-famous, babe no-connection, ba-create wealth, babe rich bona nama-families wabo. Thina esibavotele sisale sibanga laphansi. Lo mzekelo nje wenziwa umqondisi ngebhola ilento eyenzeka ngqo la eSouth Africa. So idemocracy yebo sikuyo, kodwa isiza ngani? Isiza ngani? Because idemocracy, the people shall govern. Ngabe siphila kuleso sigaba na? Noma siphile esigabeni la funeka khona bamanage thina. Yabona kuzovotwa next year for ama-local government elections. Kune-political party engiyaziyo ikwazi ukuthatha abantu abangasebenzi bazothembisa abantu abangasebenzi imisebenzi. Iziningi izinto esizozibona zenzeka. Ngibona abantu bephiwe izingubo njengoba bekunama-by-elections. Kunabantu abahlupheka, kunabantu abalala bengadlile, kunabantu abahlaselwe zikhukhula. Azange siwabona ama-political party efika laphayana. Upresident wahamba othembisa abanye lapha, angazi noma wadeliver na kufika iy'khukhula. Kodwa yonke leyo nto leyo yenzela ikhamera, yenzela i-TV, yenzela ama-elections. Ngoba ekugcineni kosuku bona nemindeni yabo bazothola imali. Ngicela ukuma. Phawule kakhulu. Cela ukuze ukuphawula kwakho. Ngiyabonga.